I'll be showing you a Battlecruiser rush. This is a Battlecruiser rush for Terran versus Zerg. So we're going to start out pretty standard here with the 14 depot. We're going to do pretty standard Terran versus Zerg build until we switch it up with starting with a Battlecruiser instead of a standard other kind of harassment unit. Yeah, so basically it's 14 depot, 16 racks, then we're gonna get our 16 gas. Yeah, so this is pretty macro oriented so far. Send out an SCV to go scout across the map, 17. Looks like he's doing some pretty standard stuff. Getting his natural normal time. Obviously, if your opponent is gonna do some cheese, you might need to change this around a bit. Maybe get an early bunker. But so far, everything's been pretty normal. So I'm just gonna scout here with my SCV. So remember, get those guys in gas when that gas finishes. And at 20 supply, we're gonna morph our orbital. Get a Reaper. This is just the standard Reaper expand. At 20, we'll wait 400 minerals and get our command center. Alright, so I just queued this guy to go around and everything looked pretty normal, so no need to go crazy. This is around the time you're going to build your supply depot at 20 supply after your command center. Finish that wall. After your Reaper, build a Marine, and then we're going to build a reactor, get some Hellions out. So far, pretty standard TVZ, Terran versus Zerg. So this is a good build order if you want to play pretty standard and then mix it up with a Battlecruiser. So I'm going to get my reactor. You can poke in with this Reaper. You shouldn't really achieve too much, but it's mainly for scouting. I catch wind of this third timing. You might be doing some kind of roach shenanigans or early all in if this third is kind of late. Now my third CC is about to finish. Key thing, get this second gas at 23, and instead of rallying into it, just put 2 SCVs when it's finished. And then after your factory, you're going to get your starport, and we switch these 2 around, get a tech lab on your barracks, and start building Hellions out of the factory. So you can stay safe against, any early lings. We're going to try to get a little pressure out, normal stuff. I should be building my fusion core here once this starport finishes. I'm going to switch this around with the tech lab. Build another tech lab on this because we're going to be transitioning to some bio later. Really, the build order is flexible. You can go into mech after this or bio, but in this game I'm going bio, and I'm going to build another tech lab for stim pack later on. I'm going to go a little higher Hellion count than usual. You should also be getting your third CC around now. I'm just building a couple Battlecruisers. Now he's gonna get this scout off. I should probably be moving this Marine to try to prevent that, but he gets wind of it and he's gonna build some spores and he's gonna be prepared for this. But we're still gonna try to get some damage. Try to get the wall up nice and early, make sure everything's good. Just keep building SCVs. I would build a couple extra Hellions here for safety. You can scout with this Reaper again. make sure he's keep track of what he's doing. Looks like he's playing pretty macro oriented. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to snipe this Overlord. I'm getting stim pack now for the transition. Got a Battlecruiser building. There's not really a need to acquire the extra gases right now, but with this siege tank production I'm switching into, I will now acquire the other gases and get a few extra barracks. That's a little sloppy. I should probably be getting 2 extra barracks, but I sometimes have trouble spending my money, so it's alright. I'm gonna send out most of the Hellions here, keep only a couple at home, and I'm gonna try to hit a 2-pronged attack with my Battlecruiser TP in here, and my Hellions are gonna try to dive in the natural. So we're gonna see this attack in a second, see if I can kill some workers. So right now he's on 45. That's actually quite low for a Zerg. He should be higher than that. Yeah, most Zergs will be higher than this, but I'm spraying some drones. I kind of miss micro this because I'm TPing the Battlecruiser in. So I get some drones here, which is good. I kind of back off because the spore is hurting me. Those Hellions die for not much, but I get a bit of drone damage, and I scare him a bit, and he's, scaring him is kind of big because he's gonna make Aspire and Corruptors, which Corruptors are kind of useless against the transition, which is Bio or Mech. Like, Corruptors don't do much against any of that. So, if you build a lot of Corruptors, that's good for you, because we're, in this build, I'm only making a couple Battlecruisers, so we're only going to build 2 in this game, I believe. And we're just going to try to bait him to making a bunch of over defense stuff he doesn't really need, get us some drones and stuff. So now we're in the bio transition. I'm building 3 more barracks. I'm going to kind of go for some heavy pressure off 3 bases with a bunch of barracks. Getting combat shield 1-1. When this hits, I'm going to go for a big bio attack. I got siege tanks, reactors, so we're going to see how this works out. So this Battlecruiser here is going to teleport, and I'm going to try to get some more harassment in. This Battlecruiser is going to teleport back home, so I can repair that up and make sure it's healthy again, and should be good. Alright, so we've acquired the 3rd base, building siege tanks, just building our army up. He's creep spreading, he's starting to pull ahead quite significantly in the economy, so we're going to hit with our attack soon. We'll see, he has basically no army, so us hitting here is going to be quite deadly. So we're just going to kill a few drones here, get a bit of damage in, nothing too major. I think I get like maybe 6 or 7 kills, and then we're going to bait him into building some Corruptors, which is going to be good for us, because those are going to be useless for our main units. And this giant bio ball, we just aim move it in. These BCs kind of cause a bit of chaos, and then we just sort of aim move with the main army and try to kill him. So he's gonna kill this last BC with some of the Corruptors. I should have prepared this. I didn't quite have the APM, or a little bit bad part on my part, but it's not a big deal. But this guy could have been going in here, maybe here, but he has basically no army, so this is going to be very deadly. He was very greedy. He didn't respect my potential for a push or scout, really. So he's gonna try to make a few panic bailings, but it's not really gonna work out. Keep pushing the siege tanks. I'm keeping stuff at home, but I could probably be rallying at this point. Some pretty simple splits. And the game is basically won from this position. So, yeah, I'm gonna push in here, push towards his natural. He's basically dead. And I'm pushing in with a whole bunch of other army, as long as my other battlecruiser. But I probably should have been pushing on this third base, but I mean, the game is pretty much over. So, this build order, it punishes, players who make too many useless units like Spire, Corruptors. It's going to punish greed, keep you safe with the Hellions. You're going to learn the standard TVZ. It's pretty strong, yeah. Try it against Zergs. Basically, you just build Tech Lab, go Tech Lab on the starport and build a couple of Battlecruisers instead of other early harassment units, and it's pretty good. Oh, these are some horrible bailings from me. I didn't split at all, but I win this game. So, all right, guys. So you wanna try this out? I think it's a very powerful build. Catch out a lot of good Zergs. Overreact with tons of spores, corruptors. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the video.